What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. I will say I was not able to make a video on Saturday morning or really Friday night. I was at the Texas A&M game. I pretty much completely lost my voice, so I could not talk. So I apologize about that, but we did get the win. I am a Longhorns fan, if you guys do not know. But nonetheless, it was college football Saturday today, and we go ahead and have overall a pretty okay day. Nothing really too crazy to write home about. We do cash a 5x here with this BYU duo. If you guys don't know what we do on this channel, I do a lot of correlation, especially on my VIP, right? So I take the BYU quarterback to go over. I take his number one receiver to go over. As you'll see, the BYU quarterback gets 150 yards in the first half. So he does a very, very good job in the first half. And then this guy gets 53 of those yards. Here's another prime example of that in the second half here. Here's a good example of that in a full game down here at the bottom, actually. And you'll see this entry actually misses because we take correlation right here on college football. It hits because they go over together. And then we take correlation down here in Counter-Strike. And unfortunately, it did miss because these guys went over together instead of under together. And then we did end up having a ton of these 2.5Xs right here. You'll see these three. So, if any one of these would have hit as like another 5X, that would have been amazing. But obviously, you'll see in Dota, we had a lot of guys just kind of push at their line, which was a little bit unfortunate, but that's going to happen. And then again, we had a couple of people who just, kind of barely missed, right? Marcel missed by like 20 yards. Koi Eakin missed by, I think like 10 yards or something like that. And, it's like, well, 10 yards. I mean, 10 yards is a decent amount. But the thing is here is this guy had, over 300 yards passing. I think in total, they passed the ball for over 400 yards this game. Tech did. Pretty much every other receiver did go over except Koi. So, it is what it is. This one, though, you can't argue, was extremely close. This one was paired up with this Bengals and Baltimore game, and then we had the UNT combination, which is probably the best combination, one of the best combinations there even is in college football or NFL combined, really. This UNT combo is crazy good, and we did miss Chase Brown by one rush attempt. All right, guys, so very, very close stuff, but we overall had an okay day, and tomorrow, we could have another great day as well, so if you guys don't know, we are very profitable on this channel. This is my past year of betting. We're up more than 300 units, and this is over 3,000 bets have been tracked on this graph right here. Okay, guys. So there's ups and downs. As you'll see in this graph, there's always going to be ups and downs, fluctuations. That's part of betting, right? You could be the number one bettor in the world. Like literally everyone could agree this guy is the number one bettor in the world. And you're never going to have a person that's going to be able to win every single day like clockwork. It just doesn't happen, right? That's not how sports betting is. You have to think about it long term. That's what I'm all about. Again, I'm going to say that if we have horrible days, I'm going to say that if we have the best days ever. That does not change, right? That's something that is very constant in sports betting. And if you want to actually win long-term sports betting, if you don't want to be one of those people that's just going to lose money long-term, then you have to realize that sooner rather than later. And again, that's not saying that we had a horrible day because we didn't. I'm just saying that is part of the program. So I have for you guys, I have 7 picks in today's video, okay? I have 1 NBA play that's going to be on ONYX, and then I have 6 plays in the NFL that I'm going to be firing off pretty rapid fire here today to just get you guys as much value as possible. So leave a like on the video for that. Leave a comment on the video for that as well. Maybe comment who you think is going to win the national championship. Comment who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, something like that. Maybe the Heisman. I know these are very, very, topic debates. I don't even know if that's a term, but debates happening in the football world right now. Okay, guys. So first pick of the day is Dyson Daniels over 18.5 points plus assists. Now this is on ONYX odds. You might see like, well, what is this? How are you even betting this right now? It is on ONYX odds, guys. I talk about ONYX odds all the time because they are giving out free money to you. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys might be with your family, you might be with your friends out on the weekends, whatever it is, and get them onto ONYX odds because you'll get $100 in free bets to bet on ONYX odds. You can text me the word ONYX right here to my number on the screen. I will also have that as the first link in the description, so you guys can get signed up for ONYX odds super easily just with that link. You guys can get $100 in free bets. Again, I know that sounds way too good to be true, but these apps want users on their platforms, guys, and we can capitalize on that by pretty much betting smartly on their apps right here. So you'll see all of these bets that you will get on ONYX. You can do that to get into my VIP for 1 month, and you guys can also get into my VIP with Sleeper 2 months free by signing up with my Sleeper code and my Sleeper link below. Again, all that information should be down in the pinned comment. So it's as simple as signing up with an app, putting $10 into that app, taking a $10 entry in that app, and then you'll pretty much get 1 to 2 free months of my VIP. And again, this is how we did last year, as I showed earlier in the video right here, going up more than 300 units this year, guys. So pretty much every single month this year, I think except April, maybe, we have been profitable, okay? And some of these months have been 60, 80 plus unit months. If you don't know what that means if you're a $10 bettor, for example, you go up $600 to $800, okay? So as I said, that's the first play, and then let's get into the NFL picks, guys. I'm going to go pretty quick with some of these picks here, just because I don't want to get too into the weeds here, but the first pick of the day is going to be Zonovan Knight, and I know him better as Bam Knight. You probably hear him as Bam Knight on Sundays, but they do have Zonovan Knight, so just search up Knight. I'm going to take him under 2.5 receptions in this game, Cardinals versus Buccaneers. I really just think this is too high for him. He's not really that big of a pass-catching running back. He has gotten a lot of receptions recently, but the Cardinals have also thrown the ball an incredible amount of times. I think this game right here was this game right here was actually a record-breaking game for Jacoby Brissett, or one of these games was, where he threw the most pass completions ever in a game, okay? So that's probably not going to happen again. So I am going to take Bam Knight to go under receptions there. Second play of the day, guys. I absolutely love this guy. He's slowly becoming one of my favorite players in the NFL. Is JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigma. I'm going to take him over receiving yards. I kind of have made it a thing for me now, where as long as they are not facing some sort of blowout team, which honestly Tennessee it wasn't a blowout, but it is kind of one of those teams that they could have blown out and they could have sat JSN the rest of the game, but with JSN, guys, I think anytime this guy is under 100 yards, you should take his over. I'm at that point now with JSN. He is that good. 93 is honestly way too low for him. I know that sounds crazy because 93 is probably the highest line there is on receivers, but he is having a record-breaking year, maybe one of the best years of a receiver ever, and I'm going to take him every time that he is under 100 pretty much, right? I think anytime that he's under 100, anytime his line's under 100 this year, unless Sam Darnold gets hurt or something like that, or some crazy thing happens with the Seahawks, I think it's a really, really safe bet to take him over just because he is that dominant there. And a lot of times by the end of the first quarter, you'll see him with like 60 yards, okay? The third play of the day is going to be Christian McCaffrey over 4.5 receptions. Why do I like this play, guys? Well, first of all, he's an absolute animal. We saw Brock Purdy come back in that Panthers game. Brock Purdy looked really bad, but his safe haven was Christian McCaffrey. It felt like, I don't know how many targets he had. Maybe I can look, but it felt like he targeted this guy like 12 times. Okay, maybe his receiving targets is honestly good to see. It looks like he only targeted him 7 times, but anyway, with these running back plays, guys, every time that he gets a target, he's probably going to get a catch because these are like 5-yard passes a lot of the time. Now, I will say with this Cleveland and 49ers game, it is very snowy. Okay, so it looks like very bad weather, very windy, stuff like that. So Christian McCaffrey is probably going to get a ton of touches. They're not going to air it out. They're not going to throw very many deep passes, the 49ers are, especially with how bad Brock Purdy played. So expect a lot of short throws to McCaffrey, a lot of runs with McCaffrey probably also. But I think they're going to use McCaffrey. They're going to use a lot of gadget guys to just get them out in space, maybe some swing passes, some screens. And that's probably going to be the extent of the 49ers offense because the weather is going to be so bad there, okay? Fourth pick of the day, guys, is going to be Trevor Lawrence, and I'm going to take him under 31.5 pass attempts. Overall, Trevor Lawrence doesn't pass the ball too much. They have kind of a split backfield right now with Etienne and with Tutton, and they both have done very, very well, and they're facing the Titans, okay? And I talked about this last week, guys, but anytime the Titans are playing anyone, I really like to take Cam Ward over pass attempts, which I'm not doing this week, but just so you know, I do like it still. It's at 34. And then I like to take anyone that he's playing. I always like their under pass attempts. Why? Because the Titans are not a very good team. Again, I love Cam Ward. I think he's one of my favorite players in the NFL, but the Titans are not very good. So that means that the other team, the team that the Titans are facing, are probably going to win this game, and they're probably going to be winning by like 20 points maybe in the fourth quarter or the third quarter. They might be up by like 17 points going into halftime, something crazy like that. And that's going to cause Trevor Lawrence or whoever is playing the Titans to not throw the ball very much in the fourth quarter, okay? So if you see some of these games, like the Texans, like the Chargers game, for example, I'm pretty sure they won that game pretty heavily. So that is why Trevor Lawrence did not throw the ball very much there, because he was winning the game. And you'll see this across all types of football, right? It's not just the Jags. It's not just the Titans. It is any form of football. You'll see that at the high school level, the college level, or the NFL level. When you're winning a football game, you're not going to pass as much as you're going to run the ball and try to run the ball out. All right. Now, the second to last pick, guys, is going to be Bo Nix to go over 225 passing yards. He's facing a really bad defense in the Commanders' passing defense. And one thing I do like about the Broncos is I just talked about, when you're winning, you're probably not going to pass the ball as much. The Broncos honestly don't do that just as much. They don't do that as much. They do kind of like to keep passing the ball a little bit. And you'll see every time that he's played a pretty bad defense, he does go over. So I kind of think of the Commanders as someone like a Dallas defense, and you'll see that he got a ton of yards versus Dallas. And overall, I think Bo Nix should easily hit this line. I do also like Cortland Sutton to go over, but I do just like Bo Nix over just because it is a little bit more consistent there, because Sutton can sometimes have those games where he just does nothing. So that is going to be the second to last play. And then the last pick of the day is going to be Marvin Harrison, and I'm going to take him over 6 receiving targets. Now, I think this is really low, and I just talked about at the beginning of me discussing all this, Bam Knight taking him under receptions. But I do think the receiving targets for Marvin Harrison is really, really low. If you see, he's trending upwards, of course. And at the end of the day, the Cardinals do throw the ball quite a lot. They don't have a run game, so they're pretty much forced to throw the ball with Jacoby Brissett. And it's one of those things where I think Bam Knight's line is too high, so I think his line should be more like 2. And I think Marvin Harrison's receiving target line should honestly be something more like 7, to be honest, or maybe even 6.5, 7, something like that. I just think this is way too low for Marvin. So I am taking Marvin as the last pick. Again, going through it is Bam Knight under 2.5 receptions, JSN over receiving yards. Probably my favorite play of the day right here. Honestly, I know it's a very simple one to take, but it's probably my favorite play of the day. We're going to take McCaffrey to go over receptions. We're going to take Trevor Lawrence to go under pass attempts, Bo Nix over yards, and then Marvin Harrison Jr. to go over six receiving targets right here, guys. So these are all of my plays in the NFL. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's picks. Hopefully you guys got some value out of that. And again, if you do want to get into the VIP, guys, it's as simple as texting me the word ONYX or signing up with those codes and those links down below in the pinned comment. So that's with ONYX Odds with Sleeper. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.